All right. Now we've talked a little bit and we know each other a little bit better about what your individual drive is. Now I would like to know your thoughts about a good leader. And you can just share. We're going to do this just plenary. So please speak up. And I just put there some things like smart, dominant, innovative, and also try to think about your experience that you had with a leader. So with your boss or with your manager. And if that was a good leader, what kind of like personal competences had that person that made him or her a good leader? Or turn it the other way around. Maybe you've have had a terrible boss once, so you know exactly why that person was not a good leader, because that person was rude or whatever. Yeah. So maybe we can go through this like a little bit faster. So please just speak up if anything comes to mind. I can call your name, and then I would just really like to hear from you what you think are some competences of a good leader. Can we start with Angela?
Hi. So I do believe that leaders come in different shapes, forms. I don't think there is one particular quality that describes a leader. Somebody could be dominant and still be a good leader. I really do think it depends on the kind of followers or employees or team members that there are. So I don't think there is one particular description of a good leader. I'm not sure if that's what the question is.
Yeah, that's your answer. So that's perfect. Yeah. Is there anyone who thinks like, oh yeah, I agree? Or is there anyone who thinks like, no, these are really some people have this style, these things, that is really what a good leader is. Can someone else respond to what Angela said? Nelly?
To me, a good leader from the objectives that you put, I think a good leader is smart enough to know when to be innovative, is smart enough to know when to be less dominant or when to dominate. And that is what I think.
Martina?
I believe a good leader is great at planning and managing, and innovative as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And is a leader always a good manager, or should it be?
I believe they should strive to do that, to be good at that. Because how could you lead a team without managing it well?
Well, I've seen them.
I think that a good leader is always a good manager, but a good manager is not always a leader.
Yeah.
Those two things are different.
All
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Very good. Absolutely. It is. I was really cool that you said that, Angela, because of course, when you look at leadership, it's always very personal. And yeah, so I think a good leader has an enormous personal drive, a lot of self-knowledge, and a constant urge to develop him or herself further. Can you still see my screen or not now? Sorry.
Yes, we can.
You can?
Yes.
You're still seeing the PowerPoint?
Yes.
Okay. That is great. For a good leader, I think it's always very personal, and it's always good that a good leader is always urging to develop him or herself further, and also learn from others, not scared to or afraid to ask questions, has a lot of self-knowledge, also knows where this person is not good at. And, also in building teams, a good leader should be aware of what is maybe, for him, like not a very good skill, so that he will look for someone in his team that is like complementing his lacking of certain competences. And of course, the enormous personal drive that I've also heard by all of you guys. So I think that's very, very inspiring. A little bit to elaborate on that is a part about communication. And this is just, I'm not going to give you a lot of theory like Emmanuel said, but I just think this is something to really think about. And I'm giving you at the end also like a model that you can look up yourself if you're interested. Because, you know, of course, and especially in these times, a leader is communicating all the time. And now even from, you know, a distance, now we're here on this webinar. So communication was already always very important, but now I think it's even more important. Because also what you said, Joel, how do you keep your team together? How do you make sure that people, you know, don't walk away? Can you make sure that people don't feel literally on a distance while working from home, or, you know? So yeah, communication, and especially effective communication, I think is something yeah, very important, and it is a fundamentally social process. And you see that it goes wrong when it's actually missing. So when the communication is missing, then you see that, you know, there are going to be bits and pieces and maybe some irritation, a lot of things. Yeah, you see that are going wrong when the communication is actually missing. And every behavior that you showcast as a leader is communication. And people assign meaning to your behavior, so to your mainly your communication. And also when you think I'm not communicating, that is still a message. You know, when you don't reply to an email, not saying that you always have to reply to emails, but not replying to an email gives a message to someone else, or not replying to this gives a message to someone else, or not speaking up gives also a message to someone else. Thinking like, hey, that person is not speaking up. Are we in a safe space here? You know, is this a safe area for someone? So not communicating is also something to be very aware of. And then at last, there is a useful model to get insights on your communication style and the impact of your communication, and that is the Rose of Larry. I would not like elaborate on it now, but yeah, have a look into it, because it's really, you know, for example, if I'm very directive, that makes you shut down. If I'm very aggressive, that makes someone else like shut down. If I'm very quiet, that makes someone else maybe speak up more. And Rose of Larry just explains this in a bit, yeah, more like formal way than I do it now. Yeah, so please have a look at it when you find the time, or when you think, hey, communication, you know, how am I actually communicating? What are the signals that I'm giving? If that is something that you're interested in, yeah, definitely have a look at it. Yeah, then we have like situational leadership. And actually, Angela, you was making a very good point, because you said, you know, it really depends what kind of leader you are, depends on your followers or your team or your organization or your culture. And now in theory, they say that you have task-orientated management and more relationship-orientated management. And this actually kind of like speaks for itself. If you look at task-orientated management, you know, things like, this is what we have to do. I want you to do this and this and this way. And relationship-orientated management is really based on the relationship. And it's definitely not said that one is better than the other, because maybe how I explain it now, you can think like, oh, relationship-oriented management is maybe better, because then at least, you know, you will know what the people or employees or the customer is at. But if you're too much on the relationship, you know, it can go the other way, and thinking, oh, but I should really not say that, because I know that Joel doesn't like that when I say that. So let's just, you know, keep the relationship, but maybe that means that we're going in the wrong direction. So yeah, that's a little bit of theory here. And now what I would like you to do is to go back to your Jamboard and think about what kind of boss are you, and really think of a practical situation. And then think of like, are you more directive? Are you very much on the relationship? Are you avoiding a discussion? Or are you very strict? Or are you someone that says like, you know, this is what has to be done and I don't care how you do it as long as it's done at the end of the week? So I would really think and just describe it in your own words, what kind of boss you are. And then also maybe think of what kind of boss do you want to be. So if you think like, you know, I am like this and this, that's what I think, or maybe you've heard that, maybe you've got feedback from your employees or from colleagues. But what besides that do you think that kind of boss you would like to be, but you're not there yet? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So you can go to your Jamboard and you will find there this this page on the next page, and then you can find this one that says, what kind of boss are you? What kind of boss do you want to be? And it is on the 4th slide.
Okay, so I think I did that wrong. So I need to find out what I did
Yeah.
wrong before
On
something
top,
generate.
on the top of Jamboard, you see 2/6. That means you're on the 2nd page of the 6 pages in Jamboard.
Okay.
Yeah, so you go to the 4th, and then you'll find what kind of boss are you and what kind of boss do you want to be. And I name it boss, not because I think boss is a better word than leader, but maybe just to tickle you a bit, like, you know, if I'm the boss or I am the boss now, what kind of boss am I actually? You know, make yourself think about, yeah, what kind of boss am I and what kind of boss do I want to be? I would like to give you, what do you think, 3 minutes? Will that work? I think that's a yes. I assume everybody's writing. Okay, so 3 minutes, please. After the 3 minutes, I would like to see it on a sticky note or in the chat. Okay, our time is up. Just copying Shanina's here. Shanina cannot reach us. She can't mute or unmute. I'm sorry about that. Okay, let's start with the ones we have in Jamboard. Can you all see my Jamboard? No, you can.
Yep. Show it now.
All right. Well, what kind of boss are you? We have here task-driven, time stickler. Who wrote this note?
It's me, Joel.
Yes. Okay. You're saying task-driven, time stickler. Can you explain to us briefly what you mean with that?
More is focused on the task that we have at hand to ensure that it's completed within the time it has been scheduled to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is that also, so you're actually saying I'm very quite result orientated?
Yeah, true.
Yeah. And is that also what you want to be as a boss?
Yeah, but then to some people it rubs off the wrong way. So that's why if you look at what kind of boss do you want to be, I wrote something else there.
About the flexibility?
No, about being emotionally intelligent.
Intelligent, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you would like to be a little bit more like on the soft skills, a little bit more emotionally involved.
Yes.
Yeah, so that you're also, like you're saying, influential, but not controlling.
Yes.
Well, I think that's really good. It's very good that you can see from yourself, like, you know, I see that I'm very much like this, but this is a skill, a soft skill that I yeah, should probably work on a little bit more to develop that more, because in the end, you get more things done.
Yeah.
Very good. Martina?
Like saying I'm a creative boss, but I would want to be more goal-oriented, selfless, and more expressive, as well as resilient. When issues come up, you don't give up. You get the motivation to keep going. Yeah.
Because do
Yes,
you
but
do you lack that now sometimes? You have the feeling that you lack that a bit, that you maybe don't stick to it, or that you drift off to a different of how is that missing now?
it is missing. It still is. It's not. I'm not yet there. I'm not yet as expressive as I would want to be. Getting back to the public speaking bit.
Yeah.
And the resilience, I think it's there, but not really 100%. I would give it a 40% now. And goal-oriented, sticking to goals. I haven't really done that.
Oh, very good. I think I put you in the middle here, because
Okay.
you say what you are, and you say what you want to be, because you're saying I'm a creative boss.
Yeah.
What does a creative boss do?
Well, coming up with solutions, one with the artistic side of it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, photography and so on. Yeah.
Yeah, great. Yeah. No, I like it. I think that's already very creative indeed. Yeah. A creative
Yes.
boss. Yeah, that's amazing. And we have another
Yeah.
creative, I see, Shanina. Oh yeah, Shanina, you can still probably not talk. She says the creative and innovative response was for the previous question about what a good leader is. Okay. Yeah, so for Shanina, it says a creative and innovative, a person with people skills is for her a good leader. And then I'm a relationship-oriented boss showing empathy and flexibility. Whose is this?
Lofty.
Yeah.
Okay. So right now I'm a relation-oriented boss showing empathy and a lot of flexibility. That's what I am now.
Yeah.
But I would like to be more goal-oriented boss, still showing a little flexibility while working with people. An example is just a current example with the COVID-19 situation. When you have a business, situation changes. And as much as you would like to keep everybody on board, but the situation does not avail itself to do so. But I'm still holding on because of empathy and saying that it's difficult to let people go when I know that I cannot afford to keep. So you have to separate yourself with facts. So even though I'm a relationship-oriented boss, but sometimes you have to face reality and
be focused on your
be
goal.
focused on your goal. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping to be that kind of person, yeah, but still showing some kind of empathy and flexibility when necessary.
Yeah. You're this as well, eh?
Yeah. That's me.
Okay, great. I think there's a lot of self-knowledge here for a lot of you. Let me see. Angela?
Okay, guys, let me apologize. My baby girl is in the background. You might hear her. Forgive me. So essentially what I said was I am task oriented. I really like to get the work done. My husband, who is my business partner, would attest to this. When something needs to be done, I just want to get it done and keep moving on. I really, really do not like when things, if you can do something today, right now, this moment, this minute, do it. And then we can move on to something else. That's just the kind of leadership style that I have as I'm learning as I go along. And I am also very personable, because I do believe getting things done would take people, unless we get to a time where we will just use machinery to get things done without human effort. You need to get things done through people. And so being personable with your team, with your staff, it's critical too. So those are the two main things that I had mentioned. I do not shy away from confrontations. I really just believe that confronting, and maybe I don't like the word confront because it has a negative connotation to it. Just asking when something is not right, just asking about it. I don't shy away from it. I like to talk, and I like to talk about things and get to know why you did what you did so that we can have a better idea. Because I might have a different view of what you did and why I think you did it, but you might have a completely different information as to why you did what you did. And so talking about things and again, the use of confronting, I feel like it's a better style. And so that's what I relate to.
Oh, well said. Yeah. So you're a bit of both. You're a bit, yeah, I would say in the middle. One time this, the other time that, but still personal. Very
Right.
good.
Yes.
Dr. Vicky needs bigger sticky notes, but I can't.
For the most part, I'm transactional. I'm very much fluent in what's going on. So
Dr. Vicky, sorry, we can't hear you so well. So maybe
can you hear me
from
now? Is
yeah,
this
better. Yeah.
okay? So I'm saying I'm more transactional. As more of what's going on determines my style and what level of leadership and engagement I need to be in, because you could have an employee who, or a person who needs a level of guidance, like I said, and then I'll guide them. And then you might have another person who you just tell them what the task is, and they can go off and get it done. So they don't need you over their shoulder or anything like that. They just need to know what you need when you need it. So it all depends on the trend, on what's going on. And as a true leader, you just need to be flexible to address the needs of the individual that you're serving, because true leadership is all about serving. You have to serve other people. So you provide the level of guidance, support, or what have you that they need in that particular time. And at least that's how it works for me.
Thank you. And are there sometimes things like you say, like, but I still want to be a little bit more of that you're also thinking like, oh, things that you still are learning or would like to learn or look into, or
Well, I mean, I plan to be learning until I go home to the Lord. Because at the point where anyone feel that they know it all, that's the person I really don't want to be around.
no, the
Yeah,
know-it-all.
yeah, because no one knows everything. I don't care how good you are at what you do. No one knows. There's always another way. So I like being around those people who always want to take what's there and still build upon it, because you can always make it better. So you want to surround yourself with people who's always trying to grow. I mean, that's why a tree can get to be 100 years old and 200 years old, because the tree consistently learn to adapt and maintain and grow no matter the weather. So that's what you want to be. You want to continue growing.
Yeah. Nicely said. Thank you. Thank you so much. Nelly, I just copied your statements in from the chat.
Sure, I can see. Good job.
I made it pink.
Yep. So I think I am a participative coach, a participative boss and coach as well, because I work. I don't sit by and see things happening and just because we have delegated. I usually get myself into what needs to be done together with the rest of the team that I'm working with to make sure that we get things done. Even if my portion is already completed, I go ahead and support whoever is still lagging behind, and also help also the one who needs help on what needs to be accomplished so that we can get everything done in time.
Yeah, I like that participative as well. I think that's very nicely described. But you're saying you want to be a bit more democratic boss.
Because I believe in that. I believe in that very much. Even though I am still practicing it now, I still want to be that tomorrow and going forward. I love it when everyone gets a chance to share out what they feel should be done for the best of the team, the best for a team. So I'm doing that now, but I also wish to continue doing that. More of trusting, more of collaboration, more of us together.
Yeah.
So, and more of letting people be open to participating.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, very good. I think that's very interesting, and that's there are tools to learn that or to create that in your team and within your culture in the company. So yeah, definitely. Shanina wrote, I'm a relationship-oriented boss. For example, when we discuss with the team what we have to do, I will let them do on their own because I believe in them. And the boss that she wants to be, no, I don't think so. Shanina wants to be, desire to be both task and relationship-oriented, so optimal results. Yeah, well, that makes absolutely sense. And it is something when you're aware of that you can absolutely learn and experiment with. I think we have everybody, right? Yeah, I think we do. If not, please let me know.
Yeah, I think we have everybody.
Yeah, okay.